There's a reason lotteries feel like magic. A tiny piece of paper, a coin, a moment of hope, and the impossible chance that your life might change forever. But what if the lottery wasn't random? What if someone, an ordinary man, discovered the pattern behind the luck? A flaw in the system so dangerous that officials begged him to keep it quiet. This is the true story of Mohan Srivastava, the man who cracked the lottery. And the most unbelievable part? He didn't even try to win. It happened in 2003 in Toronto. Mohan wasn't a gambler or a criminal or a genius out for glory. He was a quiet geological statistician, the kind of person who spends his days analyzing rock samples and probability curves. One afternoon, someone handed him a handful of scratch-off tickets as a joke. He kept one on his desk. Bright colors, cartoon graphics, a simple children's game. He wasn't interested in playing. He was interested in the math. Because scratch-off tickets aren't like regular lottery draws, they're printed products, just like cereal boxes or trading cards, which means someone, somewhere, has to place the winners and losers in a controlled ratio. To a normal person, that means nothing. To Mohan, it meant one thing: patterns. So he stared at the ticket, not as a game, but as a code. The rules were simple. Match 3 symbols under scratchable boxes and you win. But Mohan noticed something strange. Even before scratching, some boxes had subtle differences: shapes, placement, frequency of certain symbols. It looked random, but it wasn't. Like a detective studying a crime scene, he gathered a small stack of cheap $3 tickets and examined them quietly at home. He took notes, counted frequency distributions, mapped symbol positions. And within hours, he realized something terrifying. He could tell which tickets were winners without scratching them. The flaw was baked into the design. Loser tickets used a different distribution of symbol placements. Winner tickets contained a rare anomaly that appeared only when there were 3 matches hidden underneath. A tiny glitch, invisible to the human eye, unless you were someone like Mohan. With a growing sense of horror, he tested his theory. He bought a handful of tickets, predicted the winners, scratched them. He was right. 100% right. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. He suddenly held the keys to an unlimited money machine, a glitch worth millions. And he wanted nothing to do with it. Instead, he wrote a detailed report and sent it to the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation. He explained the flaw, how anyone with basic pattern recognition skills could exploit it, how the entire integrity of the lottery was at risk. He expected panic, urgency, reform. But the lottery officials brushed him off. They told him the flaw was theoretical. Then they said it was impossible. Then they stopped responding. So Mohan did something bold. He walked into a convenience store, bought more tickets, predicted the winners on the spot, and faxed the results before scratching them to the officials who had ignored him. Then he scratched the tickets, confirmed they were winners, and faxed the photos too. This time, the silence broke instantly. The officials called him, shaken, nervous. They asked to meet immediately, behind closed doors. It turns out the flaw was far more serious than anyone imagined. The Ontario Lottery suddenly realized they weren't facing a theoretical risk. The flaw had likely been exploited for years. Unknown players had possibly stolen millions from the lottery pool. And because scratch-offs are anonymous, there was no way to track who did it. They begged Mohan to stay quiet. Not for his safety, but for theirs. If the public learned that scratch tickets could be cracked, trust in the entire lottery system would collapse overnight. Officials pulled the flawed game from shelves. They They destroyed unsold tickets. They replaced the algorithm. Eventually, the story leaked to journalists, not from Mohan, but from insiders who couldn't believe what had happened. Reporters called him a genius, a whistleblower, a real-life code breaker. But Mohan disagreed. He said something more haunting. "I wasn't the first to discover it. I was just the first to tell the truth." Because lotteries aren't designed to be beaten. And when someone does beat them, systems crack, money disappears, governments panic. After the scandal, states across the US quietly redesigned their scratch games. Security protocols increased, designs changed, teams were fired. But Mohan showed a deeper truth. Whenever humans create a system, from lotteries to banks to elections, flaws creep in. Some are tiny, some are catastrophic, but all of them can be found. He never took a dollar from the flaw he discovered, never exploited the glitch, never cracked another game. Asked why? He gave a simple answer. Winning isn't the same as beating the system, and beating the system isn't worth losing yourself. The lottery survived, the scandal faded, but the story of the man who cracked it remains a warning. Every system looks perfect until someone looks close enough to break the spell.